A powerfully transformative and shocking full moon is happening in the sign of Taurus on this Friday, November 15th. As you guys may know, there is a lot of astrological energy that has just been slowly building up and will continue to intensify into the end of the year and going into 2025 and through 2026 for that matter. But if you have fixed sign placements in the late degrees, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius, this is going to be an even more powerful full moon for you, and you're going to feel it more on a personal level. Now, this full moon is happening at 24 degrees of Taurus, also conjunct to Uranus at 25 degrees of Taurus, also conjunct to the fixed star Algol. Now, first and foremost, we know that Taurus is a second sign of the zodiac. It's fixed Earth, ruled by planet Venus. Venus is in the sign of Capricorn, sharing the sign of Capricorn with Pluto at 29 degrees of Capricorn, and Pluto is literally just edging into the sign of Aquarius. We only have a couple more days of Pluto here in Capricorn, so Venus is sharing that energy with Sir Pluto. So, of course, this is a full moon, so we have an exact opposition with the sun and the moon. The sun is in the sign of Scorpio, and the Scorpio-Taurus axis is really an axis of birth and death. We have the sign of Taurus, which is about our stability, our self-sufficiency, our practicality, and what we're birthing or growing or planting seeds of in the world, where the sun in Scorpio or Scorpio energy is about death and what is underneath the ground, what is the underworld, what is not shown to the world, what is beneath the surface, what is dead or dying or needs to be transformed. This full moon is also making a trine to Pluto at 29 degrees of Capricorn, so this is heightening that Plutonian and that Scorpionic energy of death and rebirth, or something that needs to die in order to be reborn. It's about letting go and transformation, and with it being at 29 degrees of Capricorn, we're ending a 16-year cycle of Pluto here. And with this full moon conjunct to Uranus, this really shakes up this energy, especially when it comes to emotional matters. The moon is our emotions, or it's our subconscious, and it's how we need to feel nurtured. Now, the moon does very well in the sign of Taurus because it's exalted in Taurus. Uranus, on the other hand, doesn't necessarily do very well in the sign of Taurus, but we've been dealing with this energy for quite some time. It's coming to the end of its transit. Anytime we have a full moon that's conjunct to Uranus, it's always expect the unexpected. Anytime we have Uranian transits at all, it's expect the unexpected, or it's sudden changes or sudden insights, sudden revelations, and it's going to come out of left field. We can never really predict how Uranian energy is going to play out. So whatever you think might happen or how you think something is going to play out, it could be the exact polar opposite of that. It's very restless energy, and it's very much about our nervous system being activated. So we could feel very on edge or very hostile, especially because we still have Pluto, which is in opposition to Mars, which just moved into the sign of Leo and getting ready to retrograde. But we could certainly be feeling very emotionally volatile or very emotionally up and down, emotionally erratic, for lack of a better term. On the other end of things, we could feel very emotionally disconnected. Uranus or Aquarian energy can sometimes be a bit detached. That's not in the higher octave, that's more so in the lower octave. But we could be feeling a bit emotionally detached of how we can find security in our emotions, or finding security and stability through our emotions, or how we find comfort through our emotions. So this could be sudden changes or upheavals in how we emotionally regulate, how we find some sort of stability or security. This is very much highlighting financial matters as well as relationships, because of course the ruler of this full moon is Venus. Venus is in the sign of Capricorn, which I will get to in just a moment, but Venus can deal with financial matters, and Taurus is a sign that deals with our security and our stability, and the Scorpio-Taurus axis is very much about our resources. Taurus is more so about the resources that we gain for ourselves, and Scorpio is where we're merging with others, or we're sharing our resources or sharing our responsibilities. Now, Venus and Capricorn, on the other hand, Venus and Capricorn really wants stability. It's very much similar to Taurus energy because they're both earth signs. So there's a very grounded nature to Venus in Capricorn, and it wants long-term stability. It's not really looking for short-term gratification or short-term pleasures that you might find in the sign of Taurus. So this is really about impulse control. There's a lot of energy about being impulsive, especially with this full moon conjunct to Uranus and Mars opposing Pluto. But there's this energy of needing to find some sort of stability in the long term and not short-term gratification. Now, I will mention that Venus is square or bending the nodes. So in evolutionary astrology, we call this a misstep, so to speak. But Venus is bending the nodes, and this can represent some sort of challenge or difficulty in being pulled to the past or heading towards the future. There is a lot to this full moon, guys, and this is actually the last full moon with Pluto in the sign of Capricorn that we will ever have. By next month, the next full moon that we have it's going to be in the sign of Aquarius for the next 20 years. So there is a lot going on, guys. This is definitely not a superficial full moon. At surface level, it might look that way. You know, full moon in Taurus, it's exalted. It's about the good things in life, the pleasures, the things we find joy in, or we can get some sort of sensual pleasures from. But in reality, it's trine to Pluto. It's conjunct Uranus. This is sudden insights, sudden realizations, or sudden changes and upheavals that we might not be expecting in a worldview. With this full moon being in the sign of Taurus, it's opposite to the sun in Scorpio. So this could be like an unveiling of something that's hidden beneath the surface, some sort of secrets. It could be death. It could be a death of a public figure, or, you know, some sort of hidden secret or something coming to the surface that was not seen before. It's an unveiling, so to speak, and it could be sudden shifts in perception, sudden shifts in direction, etc., etc. So just expect the unexpected, guys. If you have any fixed sign placements, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius in the later degrees, you're going to feel this one for sure. And of course, the cardinal signs are still getting hit with that Pluto at 29 degrees of Capricorn in the late degrees. Any placements in the cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn, you guys are going to feel this one as well. But it's going to be felt by everybody because it is the last full moon with Pluto still in Capricorn and it's conjunct Uranus. So happy full moon in Taurus, my loves. Go check me out on my YouTube. Personal astrology and or tarot readings can be found at the link in my bio, guys, and much love.